Venus, the planet of love, beauty, luxury, creativity, and relationships, begins its transit through the sign of Aquarius on December 28, 2024, and remains there until January 28, 2025. This astrological shift carries profound significance, as Aquarius, an air sign ruled by Saturn and co-ruled by Rahu, represents innovation, forward-thinking, humanitarian values, and unconventional approaches to life. It's important to highlight that these interpretations are drawn from sidereal or Vedic astrology, which considers a roughly 24-degree variance from the tropical zodiac. Venus's presence in this fixed air sign blends sensuality with intellectualism, fostering a collective desire for freedom in relationships, creativity and expression, and a broader understanding of love and connection that transcends traditional boundaries. The combination of Venus's soft, harmonious energy with Aquarius's intellectual and sometimes detached nature creates a fascinating blend of emotional openness and rational clarity. Venus in Aquarius is not about intense romantic entanglements or dramatic emotional expressions. Instead, it encourages us to build relationships based on shared ideals, intellectual compatibility, and mutual respect for individuality. It is a period where friendship can seamlessly evolve into romance, and love can take on a more experimental and boundary-free form. This transit also emphasizes collective well-being, humanitarian efforts, and social causes. Aquarius governs large communities, social networks, and technological advancements, and Venus brings warmth and charm to these areas. You may find yourself more inclined to engage in group activities, charitable causes, or creative projects that aim to bring positive change to society. Technology and digital platforms will also play a significant role in fostering connections, both romantic and professional. Social media interactions, online collaborations, and virtual friendships may take center stage, and relationships formed during this period could have a uniquely modern flavor. A key highlight of this transit occurs on January 19, 2025, when Venus forms a deep conjunction with Saturn in Aquarius. Saturn, the planet of discipline, responsibility, and karmic lessons, lends a serious and grounded quality to Venus's typically indulgent and pleasure-seeking energy. This conjunction emphasizes long-term commitments, stability in relationships, and a more structured approach to creativity and finances. While Venus encourages openness and connection, Saturn demands accountability and resilience. This alignment may bring moments of introspection in matters of love and finance, urging individuals to evaluate their relationships and financial habits with a practical lens. Shallow or superficial connections may face challenges, while relationships built on a strong foundation of trust and mutual respect will grow stronger. Creatively, this period encourages disciplined effort toward artistic or entrepreneurial endeavors, turning ideas into tangible results. Mars, currently retrograding in Cancer, casts its 8th aspect on Aquarius. This fiery aspect from Mars creates underlying tension and an element of unpredictability during Venus's transit. Aquarius, an air sign, is naturally affected by Mars's forceful and somewhat disruptive energy. While Venus seeks harmony and balance, Mars introduces a sense of restlessness and impatience. In relationships, this could manifest as power struggles, miscommunications, or impulsive decisions. Professionally, group dynamics or team projects may face conflicts, requiring diplomacy and a calm approach to resolve. On the positive side, Mars's energy can also ignite passion, determination, and assertiveness. Projects or relationships that have been stagnant may receive a jolt of energy, pushing individuals to take bold steps toward resolution or progress. However, Saturn's restrictive influence may also bring a sense of emotional heaviness or temporary loneliness. You may feel that your efforts in relationships or creative pursuits are not yielding immediate rewards. Patience and perseverance will be essential during this time, as Saturn rewards those who remain committed to their goals. Aquarius, being ruled by Rahu, is a sign known for its innovation, rebellion, and forward-thinking approach. When Venus transits through this sign, creative energy takes on a unique and unconventional form. Artistic projects may lean toward experimental or futuristic themes, breaking away from traditional styles and embracing modern techniques. Fields related to technology, digital art, music production, and humanitarian art movements are likely to thrive during this period. This transit is also an excellent time for brainstorming sessions, group collaborations, and innovative business strategies. Teamwork will flourish under Venus's charm, and creative professionals may find themselves inspired by collective energy rather than solitary pursuits. For those involved in international trade, digital business ventures, or online platforms, this transit offers opportunities for growth and expansion. However, financial gains during this period may not always come immediately. Instead, they may require patience, strategic planning, and long-term vision. Emotionally, Venus in Aquarius encourages relationships based on freedom, equality, and shared ideals. This is not a transit for possessiveness or controlling behaviors. Instead, it values open communication, mutual respect, and trust. Friendships may evolve into romantic relationships, and existing partnerships may experience a fresh wave of intellectual connection. However, Aquarius's aloof and detached side can sometimes make Venusian energy feel distant or emotionally cool. Those seeking intense emotional intimacy may find this period challenging. It's essential to strike a balance between emotional vulnerability and intellectual connection to foster healthy relationships during this transit. Long-distance relationships, virtual connections, and cross-cultural romances may become more common under Venus in Aquarius. Communication technologies will play a significant role in maintaining emotional closeness, and relationships formed online or across borders may carry a unique charm. As Venus concludes its journey through Aquarius and enters Pisces on January 28th, it moves into its exaltation sign, signifying a period of emotional openness, artistic flourishing, and heightened romantic energy. The groundwork laid during its transit in Aquarius, whether in relationships, creativity, or financial planning, will begin to bear fruit in Pisces. Venus represents love and activities that bring joy. As Venus transits through different houses for approximately 25 days, it signifies an increased inclination towards activities associated with that specific house. The final outcomes may vary based on the dignity of Venus in the birth chart, but the common thread is an affinity towards engagements related to the house Venus is currently transiting. Venus primarily influences the Moon and Mercury and is relatively susceptible to the influence of malefic planets such as the Sun, Mars, Saturn, Rahu, and Ketu. To accurately assess the impact of these transits, it is crucial to consider your ascendant and moon signs. The ascendant sign offers insights into the timing of life events, while the moon sign reveals how you will emotionally respond to these changes. Take into account the position of your current Maha-dasha lord in your birth chart, as it can shed light on how these transits will influence the recurring themes of your current dasha period. This transit may manifest differently for each individual, and how they navigate this transit will depend on their personal charts. A more precise understanding of the impact of this transit can be gained by examining Venus's Ashtakavarga score in Aquarius. Keep in mind that the effects of this transit are contingent on Venus's interaction with the planets in individual birth charts. It's also worth noting that individuals currently experiencing the influence of Venus Dasha may feel the effects of this transit more intensely. To understand how this transit may affect you based on your zodiac sign and the houses it transits, let's delve into those specifics. For Aries, the transit of Venus into Aquarius on December 28, 2024, marks a significant shift, bringing focus to your 11th house, which governs friendships, social networks, aspirations, and financial gains. Venus, ruling your 2nd house of family and finances and 7th house of partnerships, is a crucial planet for you. Its placement in Aquarius brings a harmonious and cooperative energy to areas of life related to your long-term goals, social connections, and collaborative endeavors. This period presents numerous opportunities for growth, both personally and professionally, but also demands careful navigation of the challenges that arise. Venus's transit through the 11th house augments your social charisma, making it an ideal time to expand your network and strengthen bonds with influential individuals. You may find yourself more approachable and magnetic, facilitating new friendships and partnerships. This transit encourages your involvement in group activities, professional collaborations, and social causes. Financially, Venus in the 11th house is often associated with gains derived from teamwork and investments in forward-thinking ventures, especially those in innovative or technology-driven fields. However, the simultaneous presence of Saturn in Aquarius moderates Venus's benefits by introducing themes of responsibility, discipline, and delayed gratification. The conjunction of Venus and Saturn in Aquarius, peaking on January 19, 2025, creates a dynamic yet challenging synergy. Saturn, the planet of structure and accountability, demands maturity and focus, compelling you to reassess your goals and relationships. This period may bring realizations about the true value of friendships and alliances, prompting you to prioritize meaningful connections over superficial ones. While financial gains are possible during this transit, Saturn's influence could delay rewards or necessitate strategic planning to ensure long-term stability. You must exercise patience and avoid impulsive financial decisions, focusing instead on sustainable investments and partnerships. Mars's retrograde in Cancer during this transit adds an emotional layer to the dynamics. With Mars aspecting Aquarius through its 8th aspect, you may encounter disruptions or intense situations in your social and professional networks. This retrograde energy can lead to misunderstandings or conflicts, particularly in group settings. While Venus seeks harmony, Mars introduces an undercurrent of tension, urging you to navigate conflicts with diplomacy and tact. Maintaining a balanced approach and avoiding impulsive reactions are critical to fostering productive relationships during this period. The impact of this transit extends to your personal sphere as well. Venus rules relationships and marriage for you, and its presence in the 11th house brings romantic opportunities and a desire for deeper commitment. If you are in a committed relationship, this period offers moments of affection and mutual support. Married Aries natives can expect enhanced understanding and quality time with their spouse. If you are single, you may find yourself drawn to meaningful connections that align with your long-term goals. However, Saturn's influence underscores the need for patience and careful evaluation, ensuring that relationships are built on a strong foundation of trust and shared values. Venus's aspect on your 5th house, which governs creativity, romance, and future planning, further amplifies the focus on personal growth and aspirations. This aspect encourages you to channel your energy and passion into projects that resonate with your values and long-term vision. Creative professionals may find this transit especially rewarding, with opportunities for recognition and financial advancement through their endeavors. Collaborating with like-minded individuals can lead to innovative breakthroughs, making this an excellent time for pursuing creative or entrepreneurial ventures. The familial aspects of Venus's rulership also come into play during this transit. As the ruler of your 2nd house, Venus emphasizes themes of family support, wealth accumulation, and speech. You may find yourself relying on the encouragement and assistance of loved ones to navigate professional and personal challenges. This is a time to nurture family bonds and express gratitude for the support you receive. Financially, this period could bring gains through shared resources or investments, but Saturn's presence advises caution and the need for careful planning. One of the key lessons of this transit is balancing ambition with emotional well-being. While Venus encourages you to dream big and strive for success, Saturn reminds you to remain grounded and realistic in your pursuits. The transit's influence extends to future planning, urging you to focus on building credible relationships and aligning your goals with your core values. Friends and mentors may play a pivotal role in guiding you through challenging times, offering insights and support that prove invaluable. Despite the opportunities, this transit also presents challenges that require mindful navigation. The combined influence of Venus, Saturn, and Mars highlights potential conflicts, particularly in friendships or professional collaborations. You must remain vigilant about the impact of external influences on your relationships, ensuring that misunderstandings do not escalate into larger issues. The tendency to become overly self-centered in personal or professional endeavors should be avoided, as this can hinder progress and strain relationships. As Venus transitions into Pisces, its exaltation brings a shift from external achievements to internal exploration. You are encouraged to engage in activities that nurture your emotional and spiritual growth, such as meditation, artistic pursuits, or charitable work. This phase offers a chance to deepen connections with loved ones and align with higher ideals, fostering a sense of fulfillment and harmony. Overall, the transit of Venus in Aquarius offers you a period of growth, connection, and introspection. By embracing the opportunities for collaboration, financial gains, and meaningful relationships, while remaining mindful of Saturn's lessons of discipline and patience, you can navigate this transit successfully. The journey through Aquarius and into Pisces is one of balancing ambition with compassion, laying the groundwork for lasting success and personal fulfillment. For Taurus, the transit of Venus into Aquarius brings significant transformative energy, as Venus is both your ascendant lord and the ruler of your 6th house. Aquarius, representing your 10th house, governs career, public image, social responsibilities, and professional achievements. This alignment highlights an auspicious period for your career advancement, social recognition, and the cultivation of harmonious relationships within professional and personal spheres. However, the interplay of Venus with Saturn, as well as Mars's retrograde aspect, adds complexity, requiring you to adopt a measured approach to decision-making and interpersonal dynamics. As Venus transits your 10th house, its impact on your career and public image becomes prominent. This placement emphasizes your ability to excel in your profession, particularly through creativity, diplomacy, and a positive approach to collaborations. Venus enhances your charm and tact, valuable assets for navigating workplace relationships and negotiations. You may find this period conducive to gaining recognition for your skills, particularly in creative or Venus-ruled industries such as art, beauty, fashion, and technology. Networking efforts are likely to bear fruit, opening doors to new opportunities and collaborations that align with your long-term ambitions. However, the conjunction of Venus with Saturn in Aquarius, peaking on January 19, 2025, introduces a level of seriousness and responsibility to career matters. Saturn, the taskmaster, demands discipline, structure, and accountability. This combination encourages you to focus on sustainable success rather than short-lived gains. Projects requiring meticulous planning and consistent effort are likely to flourish, though Saturn's presence may delay immediate rewards. Patience and persistence will be essential, as the fruits of your hard work will eventually materialize, albeit at a slower pace. Financially, this transit can be beneficial, particularly through career-related advancements like promotions, salary increases, or new business ventures. Venus's influence may bring financial gains linked to your professional efforts. However, Saturn's cautionary presence advises against impulsive spending or high-risk investments. This is a time for you to adopt a practical approach to financial planning, prioritizing savings and long-term stability over short-term indulgences. Careful financial management will help mitigate any unforeseen challenges, ensuring a steady path toward financial security. On the personal front, Venus's influence in your 10th house bridges the gap between professional responsibilities and relationships. You may find yourself seeking a balance between work commitments and personal connections. This period fosters the potential for forming meaningful alliances, both professionally and romantically, with individuals who share similar values or aspirations. However, the conjunction with Saturn may create a sense of emotional restriction or added responsibility within your relationships. You may feel compelled to reassess your commitments, prioritizing relationships that are supportive and aligned with your long-term goals. Mars's retrograde in Cancer during this transit adds an element of emotional intensity and potential tension, particularly in workplace interactions. Mars's aspect on Aquarius can create an undercurrent of conflict or misunderstanding, necessitating a calm and diplomatic approach to challenging situations. You are advised to avoid impulsive decisions or reactions, particularly in professional settings, where your actions could have lasting consequences. Instead, adopting a collaborative mindset and focusing on constructive problem-solving will help you navigate any difficulties. With Saturn, the 10th Lord, conjoining Venus, the Ascendant Lord, a potent yoga is created, offering you opportunities for significant growth and alignment with your higher purpose. This transit particularly favorable for initiating changes, applying for new roles, or embarking on projects aligned with your long-term aspirations. Despite the favorable aspects of this transit, there are challenges to be mindful of. Venus in your 10th house is opposite its directional strength in the 4th house, which can dilute some of its positive effects. You may need external support from colleagues, mentors, or loved ones to achieve your goals. Building and maintaining collaborative relationships will be crucial, as these alliances can provide the encouragement and resources you need to navigate any obstacles. Venus's 7th aspect on your 4th house emphasizes the need to focus on mental well-being and creating a harmonious home environment. Decluttering both physical and mental spaces can help you achieve clarity and balance, fostering a sense of inner peace amidst professional demands. Prioritizing self-care and nurturing personal interests will contribute to your overall well-being during this period. The Venus-Saturn conjunction also highlights the importance of embracing a disciplined and structured approach to personal and professional life. While this alignment can create feelings of limitation or restriction, it also offers an opportunity for introspection and growth. You are encouraged to embrace Saturn's lessons of perseverance, accountability, and strategic planning, as these qualities will lay the foundation for long-term success. As the transit progresses, the transition of Venus into Pisces, its exaltation sign, at the end of January 2025, will amplify its positive effects. You can expect a surge of creativity, inspiration, and fulfillment in your professional and personal endeavors. This shift represents a time of culmination, where the efforts and lessons of the Venus-Aquarius transit bear fruit, offering opportunities for profound growth and alignment with your higher aspirations. Overall, the transit of Venus into Aquarius brings a blend of opportunities and challenges for you. While the alignment emphasizes career growth, financial gains, and meaningful relationships, the influence of Saturn and Mars adds layers of responsibility and caution. By embracing a disciplined and collaborative approach, you can harness the transformative energy of this transit to achieve lasting success and harmony in your life. Balancing professional ambitions with personal well-being will be key to navigating this period effectively, setting the stage for continued growth and fulfillment as Venus transitions into Pisces. For Gemini, Venus's transit into Aquarius beginning December 28, 2024, ushers in a period of profound growth and opportunities, particularly as it highlights your 9th house of higher learning, long-distance travel, spirituality, and fortune. This astrological alignment, reinforced by Venus's conjunction with Saturn, enhances your ability to make thoughtful and impactful decisions. The 9th house, often referred to as the house of Dharma, symbolizes not only external journeys but also an internal quest for meaning and purpose. With Venus as the ruler of your 5th and 12th houses, this transit carries a dual influence, fostering creativity and unconditional love while also highlighting expenditures, self-awareness, and spiritual awakening. One of the most favorable aspects of this transit is the emphasis on higher education and learning. Venus inspires a sense of curiosity, creativity, and appreciation for diverse perspectives, making this a perfect time for you to pursue new courses, skills, or philosophical studies. Saturn's presence alongside Venus amplifies this focus, urging disciplined efforts in acquiring knowledge. This period is ideal if you are considering advanced degrees, certifications, or spiritual pursuits, as the combined energies of Venus and Saturn ensure that the fruits of your labor will be long-lasting and deeply rewarding. The deep conjunction of Venus with Saturn on January 19, 2025, marks a critical juncture during this transit. Saturn, the lord of the ninth house, emphasizes responsibility, patience, and structured efforts, which may initially feel restrictive. However, this influence ensures that any endeavors you undertake now, especially in education or spiritual growth, will be meaningful and substantial. It is a time to blend Venus's charm and creativity with Saturn's persistence and discipline, creating a harmonious balance between inspiration and hard work. Travel is another significant theme during this transit. The ninth house governs long-distance journeys, and Venus in Aquarius encourages you to explore new destinations, cultures, and philosophies. Whether for leisure, education, or spiritual growth, you may find yourself embarking on transformative trips. Such travels will not only broaden your horizons but also provide an opportunity to connect with people from diverse backgrounds, fostering meaningful relationships based on shared ideals and mutual respect. However, Saturn's influence advises against impulsive travel plans. Thoughtful preparation and attention to detail will be essential to avoid delays or complications. Venus's transit also brings opportunities for personal and professional growth. On the professional front, this period supports innovative ideas and unconventional approaches. The trine aspect of Venus to your sign enhances your ability to communicate effectively, build strong networks, and attract favorable opportunities. This is an excellent time to explore creative projects, collaborate with others, and gain recognition for your unique contributions. Even modest efforts can yield significant appreciation, thanks to Venus's charm and Saturn's steady influence. In relationships, Venus in the ninth house encourages you to deepen connections with your partner and family. If you are married, this transit can enhance your romantic relationship, fostering understanding, warmth, and mutual growth. If you are single, you may find yourself drawn to individuals who share your philosophical or spiritual interests, forming relationships that are both meaningful and inspiring. However, the conjunction with Saturn may also bring a sense of seriousness or responsibility to relationships, encouraging you to prioritize quality over quantity. Casual or superficial connections may lose their appeal during this time, as Saturn pushes for depth and authenticity. The 12th house influence of Venus adds another layer to this transit, emphasizing self-awareness, introspection, and spiritual awakening. You may feel a stronger pull toward meditation, mindfulness, or other practices that enhance inner peace. The alignment of Venus and Saturn in the ninth house is a rare and powerful yoga, signifying an auspicious time to align your actions with your higher purpose. This is also a favorable period for organizing ceremonies, pilgrimages, or spiritual retreats, providing an opportunity to reconnect with your faith and values. Financially, this transit highlights the importance of practical management and sustainable growth. While Venus fosters a desire for comfort and luxury, Saturn's presence encourages restraint and caution. Avoid impulsive expenditures and focus on long-term financial planning. Investments in education, skills development, or spiritual growth will prove beneficial in the long run. Professionally, you may find new avenues for success through innovation and creative problem-solving, but it's crucial to approach these opportunities with patience and diligence. The seventh aspect of Venus on the third house enhances your communication skills, encouraging meaningful interactions and the exchange of ideas. This aspect also fosters a willingness to learn and adapt, making it a favorable time to develop your social and professional networks. However, Mars's retrograde aspect on Aquarius introduces an element of unpredictability, particularly in interpersonal or professional dynamics. It is essential to approach conflicts with tact and diplomacy, avoiding unnecessary confrontations. This transit encourages you to reflect on your goals, set clear intentions, and take deliberate steps toward achieving them. Writing down your aspirations and aligning your actions with your higher purpose will help you manifest success and fulfillment. The supportive energy of the ninth house ensures that your efforts during this period will yield lasting benefits. Despite the challenges posed by Saturn's restrictive influence and Mars's retrograde aspect, this transit offers immense potential for growth, learning, and exploration. Venus in Aquarius encourages you to embrace diversity, innovation, and a fresh perspective on life. By balancing creativity with discipline, you can make the most of this period, achieving significant milestones in both your personal and professional life. As the transit progresses and Venus moves toward Pisces, the focus will gradually shift toward career advancement and professional recognition. The insights and skills you gain during Venus's time in Aquarius will serve as a strong foundation for future success. This is a transformative period that combines the joys of exploration with the rewards of dedication and hard work, paving the way for a brighter and more fulfilling future. For Cancer, Venus's transit into Aquarius activates your 8th house, which governs transformation, shared resources, inheritances, secrets, and emotional depth. This period brings a mix of harmonious and unpredictable energies as Venus, a benefic planet for you, navigates the intense dynamics of the 8th house. Coupled with Saturn's conjunction, this transit holds both opportunities and challenges, urging you to focus on personal growth, emotional healing, and financial prudence. Venus rules your 4th house of comfort and emotional security, and your 11th house of gains and friendships. Its presence in the 8th house directs your focus toward profound personal transformation and intimate relationships. This is a time when you may feel drawn to explore the deeper layers of your psyche and emotions. Venus softens the often turbulent nature of the 8th house, allowing you to navigate its intense energies with greater ease and grace. This transit offers a chance to heal emotional wounds and uncover hidden truths, particularly those connected to past traumas or unresolved emotional issues. The conjunction of Venus with Saturn in the 8th house adds structure and responsibility to this transformative phase. Saturn's influence ensures that any changes you initiate during this period are long-lasting and meaningful. You may feel compelled to confront fears or limitations in your relationships and personal life. This could involve delving into therapeutic practices, meditative routines, or other self-improvement efforts that foster emotional resilience and clarity. While this introspection may seem daunting at times, it ultimately paves the way for lasting growth and stability. Financial matters take on significant importance during this transit. The 8th house governs shared resources, inheritances, and joint ventures, and Venus's influence here could bring unexpected financial benefits. You might receive financial gains through partnerships, inherited wealth, or other unforeseen sources. However, Saturn's presence urges caution in managing these resources. Impulsive or speculative investments should be avoided, as they carry a high risk of loss. Instead, adopt a disciplined and pragmatic approach to your financial dealings. Relationships also come into sharp focus during Venus's transit through the 8th house. This period emphasizes emotional intimacy and the need to deepen connections with loved ones. You may feel a heightened desire for meaningful relationships that are built on trust and mutual understanding. However, the 8th house also carries themes of secrecy and hidden motivations. It is essential to maintain transparency and avoid withholding important information from your partners. Doing so will prevent misunderstandings and foster harmony in your relationships. Saturn's conjunction with Venus may bring challenges to romantic relationships, particularly if there are unresolved tensions or imbalances. You might feel the need to set clear boundaries or redefine relationship dynamics to ensure fairness and mutual respect. While these adjustments may initially seem restrictive, they ultimately lead to stronger, healthier, and more fulfilling partnerships. This transit encourages you to approach your relationships with patience, commitment, and an open heart. On the professional front, Venus in the 8th house enhances your ability to navigate complex situations with charm and diplomacy. This transit is particularly favorable for those of you working in fields related to finance, psychology, research, or the creative arts. You may find yourself gaining recognition for your strategic thinking and ability to resolve intricate challenges. However, the retrograde motion of Mars in Cancer during this time introduces emotional intensity, which could lead to conflicts or misunderstandings in the workplace. It is crucial to remain calm and composed, avoiding impulsive reactions that could escalate tensions. The influence of Venus in the 8th house also extends to health and personal well-being. You may become more conscious of your physical and mental health during this transit. This is an excellent time to establish a consistent fitness routine, adopt healthier eating habits, and address any lingering health concerns. Dietary changes made during this period are likely to have a positive impact on your overall well-being, fostering a greater sense of vitality and balance. The 8th house also governs mysticism, occult studies, and spiritual exploration. Venus's transit here may spark a curiosity for esoteric subjects or metaphysical practices. You may feel drawn to explore these areas as a means of understanding yourself and the world around you on a deeper level. Engaging in activities such as meditation, astrology, or energy healing can provide valuable insights and contribute to your personal transformation. As Venus aspects your 2nd house from its position in the 8th house, you may experience changes in your family dynamics and communication style. This aspect highlights the importance of maintaining harmonious relationships within your family and being mindful of your speech. Choose your words carefully and avoid expressing yourself in ways that might offend or alienate your loved ones. Strengthening familial bonds through thoughtful communication and acts of kindness can mitigate potential conflicts and promote a sense of unity. When Venus transitions into Pisces on January 28, 2025, the energy shifts to your 9th house, bringing opportunities for travel, higher learning, and spiritual growth. The lessons and transformations experienced during Venus's transit through Aquarius will serve as a foundation for the expansive and uplifting energy of the 9th house. This progression allows you to carry forward the insights gained during this period into new and enriching experiences. Overall, Venus's transit through Aquarius activates a powerful period of transformation for you. While the 8th house's intense energy can bring challenges, it also offers immense opportunities for growth, healing, and self-discovery. By embracing change with an open mind and heart, you can navigate this transit with resilience and grace, emerging stronger and more aligned with your true self. For Leo, the transit of Venus into Aquarius ushers in a dynamic period focusing on your partnerships, relationships, and public dealings. Venus, the planet of love, harmony, and creativity, holds a significant influence over your 3rd and 10th houses, governing communication, efforts, younger siblings, career, and professional status. This transit through your 7th house, associated with marriage, partnerships, and contracts, brings profound opportunities for personal and professional growth while also presenting challenges that demand maturity, patience, and discernment. As a Leo native, Venus in the 7th house amplifies your focus on connection and collaboration. This is a favorable time for strengthening bonds with your spouse or partner, fostering harmony in your relationships, and initiating meaningful collaborations. Venus bestows charm and diplomacy, making you more appealing and persuasive in your interactions. In personal relationships, this transit encourages deep emotional connections and a renewed focus on mutual understanding. If you are married, you may find your bond deepening. If you are single, you may have a heightened chance of meeting someone special or turning a casual relationship into something more committed. In professional partnerships, Venus's transit enhances your ability to negotiate, collaborate, and forge alliances. If you are involved in joint ventures or entrepreneurial pursuits, you may see significant progress during this period. Venus's rulership over your 10th house of career highlights professional opportunities tied to partnerships, making this an auspicious time to enter contracts or expand business dealings. However, the conjunction with Saturn adds complexity, requiring you to balance the harmonious nature of Venus with the serious, disciplined energy of Saturn. Saturn's influence in the 7th house introduces a sense of responsibility and long-term planning in your relationships and collaborations. While Venus promotes love and cooperation, Saturn emphasizes commitment and structure. You may feel compelled to evaluate the stability and future potential of your relationships, making this a critical period for assessing compatibility and shared goals. Saturn warns you against taking partnerships lightly, urging you to approach commitments with sincerity and foresight. This dynamic may create moments of introspection, where your need for harmony is tempered by practical considerations. Financially, this transit holds promise, particularly through partnerships or joint ventures. Venus's position in your 7th house can bring financial benefits, especially through collaborative efforts. Increased income or lucrative opportunities may arise from cooperative endeavors. However, Saturn's presence necessitates caution, advising you to avoid impulsive spending or risky investments. A practical and strategic approach to financial matters will help you maximize the benefits of this transit, while avoiding potential pitfalls. On a personal level, Venus's influence in the 7th house enhances your social charm and magnetism. This is an excellent time for socializing, expanding your networks, and building meaningful connections. The energy of Aquarius, a sign associated with innovation and forward-thinking, encourages you to embrace new perspectives and explore unconventional approaches in your interactions. Whether in social or professional settings, this transit supports you in establishing a positive and influential presence. However, the conjunction with Saturn may also bring moments of restriction or introspection. While Venus encourages social engagement, Saturn may prompt a desire for solitude or reflection. Striking a balance between these opposing energies will be crucial for you. This period calls for thoughtful communication, as your interactions may carry a deeper significance than usual. Avoid taking relationships for granted and be mindful of egoistic tendencies that could disrupt harmony. Mars's retrograde in Cancer during this transit adds an emotional layer to the dynamics of the 7th house. Mars aspects Aquarius from the 12th house, potentially stirring tensions in your relationships or partnerships. Emotional triggers or external influences may create challenges, requiring you to exercise patience and understanding. Avoiding impulsive reactions or allowing external parties to interfere in your personal matters will be essential for maintaining stability and trust. As Venus aspects your 1st house from the 7th house, you will experience a boost in self-awareness and personality refinement. This aspect enhances your charm, confidence, and appeal, encouraging you to present your best self in social and professional contexts. The influence of both Venus and Saturn on your first house underscores the importance of discipline, organization, and thoughtful communication. You are likely to pay greater attention to your appearance and demeanor, aligning your outward presentation with your internal growth. During this transit, the interplay of Venus, Saturn, and Mars highlights several key themes. In relationships, the combination of Venus and Saturn underscores the importance of building strong foundations based on trust, commitment, and mutual respect. You are encouraged to approach your partnerships with a sense of responsibility and address any underlying issues with maturity and empathy. This is a period for nurturing meaningful connections and fostering growth through collaboration. In professional settings, Venus in the 7th house supports networking, negotiation, and alliance building. However, the influence of Saturn and Mars advises caution, urging you to prioritize stability and clarity in your dealings. Impulsive decisions or unresolved tensions could jeopardize progress, making it essential to approach partnerships with careful planning and open communication. Financially, the transit offers opportunities for growth through collaborative efforts, but it also demands prudent management. Saturn's influence serves as a reminder to balance ambition with practicality, ensuring that your financial decisions align with your long-term goals. Overall, the transit of Venus into Aquarius marks a significant period for you, emphasizing relationships, partnerships, and public interactions. While Venus brings charm, harmony, and opportunities for growth, Saturn introduces a layer of responsibility and introspection. Mars's retrograde aspect adds emotional complexity, highlighting the need for patience and thoughtful decision-making. For Virgo, the transit of Venus into Aquarius marks an important period as it activates your 6th house. This house governs work, health, daily routines, competition, service, and relationships with colleagues and adversaries. Venus, the planet of charm, diplomacy, luxury, and relationships, influences these areas in profound ways during this transit. The added conjunction with Saturn introduces discipline and responsibility, further deepening the impact of this transit. Venus rules 2 significant houses for you: the 2nd house of wealth, family, and speech, and the 9th house of luck, spirituality, and long-distance travel. As these aspects intertwine with the 6th house themes, this transit creates a dynamic interplay of challenges and opportunities. During this period, you may notice a heightened focus on your work environment and professional responsibilities. The charm and diplomatic abilities brought by Venus can lead to harmonious relationships with colleagues and superiors, fostering a collaborative and productive work atmosphere. These influences may even open the doors to promotions or recognition for your hard work. However, the conjunction with Saturn implies that such success will not come without effort. Long-term growth and stability will require dedication, structure, and perseverance. Health becomes a central theme during this transit. The 6th house governs well-being, and Venus's presence here encourages you to adopt a more holistic approach to your physical and mental health. Practices like yoga, meditation, or adopting a healthier diet could be particularly beneficial. However, Saturn's influence can bring fatigue or overwork, underscoring the need to balance professional obligations with self-care. Stressful routines and a lack of rest could lead to health challenges, making it vital for you to prioritize relaxation and avoid burnout. Interpersonal relationships may also face trials during this transit. Venus's placement in the 6th house can highlight conflicts or imbalances in personal and familial relationships. The tendency to stress over minor issues could escalate tensions with loved ones, leading to a war zone atmosphere in some cases. You are encouraged to adopt a more adaptable and open-minded approach, allowing space for yourself and others to navigate these challenges peacefully. The aspect of Mars retrograde from Cancer further adds emotional intensity, requiring thoughtful communication and patience to avoid unnecessary disputes. Financially, Venus's transit impacts the 2nd house of wealth and the 9th house of fortune, aligning with themes of income, savings, and spiritual growth. While this period could bring financial improvements through hard work or innovative resource management, Saturn's conjunction cautions against impulsive decisions. You are advised to plan carefully and avoid excessive spending. Investments in health or work-related tools may prove beneficial during this time, contributing to long-term stability and success. The 6th house is also the house of service, and Venus's influence here highlights the rewards of acts of kindness and charity. Whether through volunteering, helping colleagues, or engaging in community service, you may find fulfillment in giving back. The spiritual undertone of this transit is amplified by Venus's conjunction with Saturn, both of which aspect the 12th house of moksha, liberation, spirituality, and self-awareness. This alignment encourages you to explore your higher consciousness and engage in activities like meditation or philanthropy. donating to the underprivileged, particularly those in the working class, can bring positive karmic returns. As Venus transitions into Pisces on January 28th, the focus shifts from work and health to relationships and partnerships in your 7th house. This transition offers opportunities to strengthen bonds, mend strained connections, and foster meaningful collaborations. However, the conjunction with Rahu in Pisces may introduce an element of unpredictability, making it important for you to remain grounded and approach new experiences with caution. Despite the challenges posed by this transit, it is an excellent time for you to innovate and refine your routines. Venus in Aquarius inspires creativity and unconventional approaches, while Saturn ensures that these efforts are sustainable and grounded. This period serves as a reminder to balance ambition with self-care and to focus on long-term goals rather than immediate gratification. One of the most significant aspects of this transit is the opportunity for personal growth. The 6th house is an Upachaya, house of growth, suggesting that despite the challenges, you have the potential to emerge stronger and more refined. This transit emphasizes the importance of resilience, adaptability, and a disciplined approach to all areas of life. Whether it's managing professional responsibilities, improving health, or resolving conflicts, this period encourages you to rise to the occasion and embrace your potential for growth. You should also be mindful of Saturn's influence, as it may bring delays or feelings of restriction in achieving desired outcomes. However, these challenges are not insurmountable. Patience, persistence, and a willingness to learn from obstacles will ultimately lead to success. The aspect of Mars retrograde from Cancer adds a layer of emotional complexity, but with careful navigation, you can use this energy to deepen your understanding of yourself and your relationships. Overall, Venus's transit into Aquarius in your 6th house is a multifaceted period filled with opportunities and challenges. Professionally, it fosters growth and recognition, provided that you are willing to put in the necessary effort. Health and well-being require careful attention, with an emphasis on balanced living and self-care. Relationships, both personal and professional, may face trials, but they also offer opportunities for resolution and deeper understanding. Financial decisions demand prudence and strategic planning, while spiritual growth is encouraged through acts of service and introspection. This transit is a time of refinement and preparation, setting the stage for greater harmony and success as Venus moves into Pisces. For Libra, the transit of Venus into Aquarius is a significant astrological event as Venus rules both your Ascendant, 1st house, and the 8th house. This unique dual rulership means the transit not only influences your self-expression, vitality, and personality but also impacts areas like transformation, unexpected events, and intimacy. With Venus moving into the 5th house of creativity, romance, children, and speculative ventures, you can expect a dynamic period that highlights these aspects of your life. The 5th house is one of the most auspicious houses in astrology, governing joy, self-expression, and matters of the heart. As Venus enters this house, you will likely feel a surge of inspiration and a desire to indulge in creative projects, hobbies, and artistic endeavors. This transit enhances your natural artistic flair, encouraging you to explore new forms of expression. It's an ideal time to take up activities like painting, writing, or performing arts. Venus's connection to beauty and harmony ensures that whatever you undertake during this time will be infused with grace and charm. Saturn's conjunction with Venus emphasizes discipline and structure, suggesting that creative pursuits will not only be fulfilling but also result in tangible accomplishments. Romance and love affairs are central themes during this transit. Venus heightens your natural charm and magnetism, making you particularly attractive to potential partners. For those in relationships, this is a period of renewed intimacy and affection. You may find yourself expressing your love in more creative and thoughtful ways, strengthening your bond with your partner. However, Saturn's presence cautions against superficial connections and urges you to focus on building relationships based on trust and mutual respect. If you are single, you are likely to attract meaningful connections during this time, but Saturn advises patience and thorough understanding before committing to long-term relationships. The transit also emphasizes relationships with children or younger family members. You may take on a more active role in their lives, engaging in activities that foster mutual bonding and growth. This period is excellent for guiding younger individuals with wisdom and care, as Saturn's influence encourages responsibility and a structured approach to nurturing these relationships. From a professional perspective, Venus's transit in the 5th house can bring opportunities for financial gains, particularly through speculative ventures or creative endeavors. You may find success in fields related to art, media, or entertainment. However, Saturn's conjunction advises caution and due diligence when making financial decisions. It's a favorable time for planning and strategizing for the future, particularly with regard to investments and career goals. By aligning your ambitions with discipline and effort, you will likely see long-term benefits. While the transit is largely positive, certain challenges may arise, particularly in interpersonal relationships. The intensity of emotions and desires during this period might lead to misunderstandings or instability in romantic connections. If Venus is afflicted during this time, there could be an excessive focus on physical or superficial aspects of relationships, which might cause discord. Saturn's influence acts as a grounding force, urging you to navigate these challenges with maturity and a focus on long-term harmony. This transit also impacts your personal growth and self-awareness. As the ruler of your first house, Venus represents your personality, vitality, and overall sense of self. Its transit through the fifth house brings a renewed focus on personal well-being, encouraging you to prioritize your health, both physical and mental. Wellness becomes a key theme, and efforts to improve vitality and immunity are likely to yield positive results. This is an excellent time to engage in activities that promote self-care and balance, as these will enhance your overall productivity and success. The 8th house rulership of Venus also plays a subtle yet significant role during this transit. This house governs transformation, unexpected events, and deeper emotional connections. Venus's presence in the 5th house indicates a period of emotional growth and introspection. You may find yourself delving into the depths of your feelings and exploring ways to strengthen your emotional resilience. The interplay between the 5th and 8th houses also suggests that creative and romantic endeavors during this time could lead to profound personal transformations. One of the unique aspects of this transit is the influence of Venus and Saturn jointly aspecting the 11th house of gains, social connections, and aspirations. This alignment brings opportunities for networking and forming meaningful alliances. You may find yourself in the spotlight, gaining recognition for your creative talents and contributions. This is a favorable time for expanding your social network and building relationships that can support your future goals. However, Mars's retrograde aspect from Cancer adds an emotional intensity to this transit. This influence may cause occasional mood swings or misunderstandings, particularly in close relationships. Thoughtful communication and patience will be essential to navigate these challenges effectively. As Venus transitions into Pisces, its exaltation sign, on January 28th, the focus shifts to your 6th house of health, work, and daily routines. The conjunction with Rahu in Pisces introduces a dynamic and unpredictable energy, encouraging you to embrace change and innovation in your approach to these areas. This shift highlights the importance of adaptability and open-mindedness in the face of new challenges and opportunities. Overall, Venus's transit in Aquarius is a period of creativity, romance, and personal growth for you. It offers opportunities for artistic expression, meaningful relationships, and professional advancements. However, the influence of Saturn and Mars emphasizes the need for discipline, patience, and thoughtful decision-making. By focusing on balance, humility, and long-term planning, you can make the most of this transit and lay the groundwork for future success. This is a time for you to shine, both personally and professionally, while fostering deeper connections and embracing your true potential. For Scorpio, the transit of Venus into Aquarius marks an important period as it activates their 4th house. This house governs home, emotional well-being, family, property, and personal foundations. Venus, as the lord of the 7th and 12th houses, brings themes of relationships, partnerships, expenses, and long-distance connections into focus. During this transit, Scorpio natives are likely to experience a deep inclination toward enhancing their domestic environment and cultivating inner peace. Venus in the 4th house naturally emphasizes the importance of home and family life. You may find yourself inspired to create a serene and aesthetically pleasing living space, whether through redecorating, adding luxury items, or reorganizing your surroundings. This is an ideal time to make your home a sanctuary that reflects your personality and offers comfort. Venus's energy encourages you to spend quality time with loved ones, particularly with your mother or maternal figures, strengthening bonds and creating a sense of emotional security. The influence of Venus also brings a harmonious and nurturing vibe to your relationships. Married Scorpios may experience a renewed sense of love and passion in their partnerships. Those in committed relationships may notice a deepening of understanding and affection, while singles may feel more confident in expressing their emotions and building connections. Venus's focus on beauty, harmony, and love can create a peaceful and enjoyable atmosphere at home and in your personal interactions. However, Venus does not act alone during this transit. Saturn, the natural ruler of Aquarius and the 4th lord in Scorpio's natal chart, forms a conjunction with Venus. This alignment adds a layer of seriousness and responsibility to the otherwise harmonious energy of Venus. You may find yourself addressing long-standing family matters or providing support to older family members. While this may feel demanding at times, it offers a unique opportunity to strengthen familial bonds and create a stable, nurturing home environment. The conjunction of Venus and Saturn also highlights the importance of balance between fun and responsibilities, between spending and saving, and between personal comfort and professional aspirations. The transit also has a significant impact on emotional well-being. Venus encourages Scorpio natives to prioritize self-care and introspection, urging you to take time for activities that bring inner peace. Practices like meditation, journaling, or simply spending quiet moments with loved ones can be profoundly healing. Saturn's influence may bring a reflective or introspective tone to this period, encouraging you to assess your emotional needs and establish a sense of inner stability. However, if Venus is weak or afflicted in your natal chart, you may face challenges in relationships or heightened stress related to health or unexpected expenses. Professionally, the combination of Venus and Saturn influences Scorpio's 10th house of career through aspect. If your work is connected to real estate, interior design, hospitality, or other Venus-related fields, this transit could bring new opportunities and advancements. However, Saturn's disciplined energy demands hard work, meticulous planning, and patience to achieve tangible results. Creative professionals, especially those in art, beauty, or industries tied to international markets, may find this period particularly rewarding. Real estate deals and property investments are also favored, but their full benefits may not be realized immediately. Mars, Scorpio's ruling planet, adds another layer of complexity to this transit. Mars, retrograding in Cancer and later moving into Gemini, aspects Aquarius with its 8th aspect. This influence brings a subtle intensity to the period, potentially surfacing hidden emotions or unresolved family dynamics. Scorpios may need to address these issues with care and diplomacy to maintain harmony at home and work. Mars's retrograde motion can create emotional fluctuations, making it important to maintain balance and avoid unnecessary conflicts. Venus's rulership of the 12th house ties this transit to themes of expenses, spiritual growth, and detachment. While Venus in the 4th house encourages indulgence in luxury and comfort, Saturn's presence acts as a grounding force, reminding you to approach financial matters cautiously. This is a good time to focus on practical investments, especially those related to property or long-term financial security. Avoid impulsive spending, and instead, prioritize expenses that enhance your home and well-being. As Venus moves into Pisces on January 28, 2025, the focus shifts to the 5th house of creativity, romance, and joy. This transition brings a lighter and more expressive energy, offering a break from the introspection and responsibility of the 4th house transit. Scorpio natives may feel a renewed sense of inspiration, creativity, and emotional freedom, allowing them to enjoy the fruits of their labor and nurture their passions. The key themes for Scorpio during Venus's transit in Aquarius include domestic harmony, emotional stability, family responsibilities, and balanced finances. This period is ideal for creating a peaceful and beautiful home environment, addressing family dynamics, and cultivating emotional growth. While Saturn's influence may create feelings of restriction or delay in achieving desired outcomes, patience and consistent effort will help you navigate these challenges effectively. The introspection and balance you achieve during this transit lay the foundation for a harmonious and prosperous future. Overall, Venus's transit through Aquarius offers Scorpio natives a unique opportunity to align their external and internal worlds. Whether through beautifying your home, strengthening family ties, or focusing on self-care, this period emphasizes the importance of harmony and emotional well-being. With the supportive yet grounding influence of Saturn and the transformative energy of Mars, you are encouraged to create a stable and nurturing foundation that allows for personal and professional growth. As Venus moves into Pisces, you'll be ready to embrace the creativity, romance, and joy that await in the 5th house. For Sagittarius, the transit of Venus into Aquarius activates the 3rd house, a domain associated with communication, courage, siblings, short journeys, and self-expression. Venus, ruling the 6th and 11th houses, brings its blend of harmony and challenges into this dynamic space, setting the stage for a multifaceted period. During this transit, Sagittarius natives are likely to experience a boost in their communication abilities, marked by charm, creativity, and persuasion. Venus's influence lends a magnetic quality to words, making this an excellent time for writers, speakers, and those involved in creative communication fields. Whether it's engaging in debates, writing projects, or delivering impactful speeches, your ability to connect with others through dialogue will be at its peak. Saturn's deep conjunction with Venus on January 19, 2025, adds discipline and structure to this communication, encouraging thoughtful and deliberate expression. While the natural charm of Venus fosters ease in interactions, Saturn ensures that words carry depth and long-term impact. The 3rd house also governs relationships with siblings and close associates, and Venus fosters harmony in these connections. This transit offers opportunities to mend conflicts or deepen bonds with siblings. If siblings face challenges or require support, Saturn's presence emphasizes your responsibility to provide guidance or assistance. This period is a chance to strengthen familial ties and create lasting, meaningful relationships. But it may also demand patience and understanding, particularly if emotional complexities arise due to Mars's retrograde aspect from Cancer. A desire for adventure and exploration is another hallmark of this Venus transit. Sagittarius natives may feel drawn to short journeys, social gatherings, or activities that stimulate curiosity. Whether it's a weekend getaway, a cultural event, or a workshop, these experiences promise both pleasure and learning. Saturn's influence, however, tempers this adventurous spirit with practicality. These trips may come with responsibilities or be tied to professional or personal growth, making them more than just leisurely escapes. Professionally, Venus's transit in the third house brings opportunities for growth, particularly in fields related to communication, media, or networking. This is a favorable time for collaborative projects and creative endeavors. Recognition for your efforts is likely, especially if you leverage your ability to connect with others and convey ideas effectively. Saturn encourages strategic planning and long-term thinking, making this an ideal time to lay the groundwork for future success. However, Mars's retrograde aspect may introduce emotional complexities or conflicts with peers, requiring patience and diplomacy to navigate. Financially, Venus's transit offers potential gains, particularly through communication or networking efforts. Whether it's negotiating deals, securing contracts, or collaborating on profitable ventures, this period can enhance your income streams. However, Saturn's presence advises caution. Avoid impulsive investments and focus on sustainable financial strategies to ensure long-term stability. While opportunities for financial growth exist, they may require diligent planning and a conservative approach. Romantic and social dynamics also receive a boost during this transit. Venus in Aquarius enhances social charm and magnetism, making this a vibrant period for building new connections or deepening existing relationships. Shared interests and activities become the foundation for meaningful bonds. Saturn's influence, however, ensures that these connections are stable and enduring, rather than fleeting attractions. This is a time to prioritize quality over quantity in relationships, focusing on mutual respect and shared values. Despite the generally harmonious influence of Venus, there are potential challenges to consider. Venus's rulership of the sixth house introduces elements of competition, debt, and routine challenges into the mix. Its placement in the third house can create situations where efforts and initiatives face resistance or delays. The influence of Mars's retrograde aspect may exacerbate emotional sensitivity, particularly in dealings with siblings or colleagues. This period calls for patience and a level-headed approach to conflicts. The third house's association with desires and initiative means Venus's presence can amplify passions and ambitions. While this can drive creativity and productivity, it also necessitates self-control, especially in managing excessive desires or unrealistic expectations. The conjunction with Saturn offers a counterbalance, encouraging discipline and responsibility. Seeking guidance from mentors, journaling, or engaging in practices of gratitude can help channel this energy constructively. One of the notable aspects of this transit is Venus's seventh aspect on the ninth house, which governs fortune, higher learning, and long journeys. This aspect activates a desire for exploration, whether through physical travel or intellectual pursuits. Pilgrimages, spiritual journeys, or educational endeavors are likely during this time, offering opportunities for reflection, rejuvenation, and personal growth. Saturn's influence ensures that these experiences are grounded and purposeful, contributing to your overall sense of direction and fortune. As Venus prepares to transition into Pisces on January 28th, the focus will shift from the external pursuits of the third house to the emotional and domestic areas of the fourth house. This shift encourages Sagittarius natives to balance their outward efforts with inner harmony and familial stability. The transition into Pisces emphasizes nurturing home environments, emotional well-being, and deeper connections with family, allowing for a period of rest and reconnection after the active and intellectually stimulating energy of Venus in Aquarius. Overall, the transit of Venus into Aquarius in the third house offers Sagittarius natives a period of growth in communication, relationships, and creative expression. With opportunities for professional and personal advancement, this time encourages leveraging charm and intellect while maintaining discipline and focus. Challenges may arise, particularly in managing desires or navigating conflicts, but the combined influences of Venus and Saturn provide the tools for resilience and progress. Whether through short journeys, meaningful conversations, or creative projects, this transit sets the stage for significant personal and intellectual development. For Capricorn, the transit of Venus through Aquarius, especially marks a significant phase that emphasizes financial stability, refined communication, family harmony, and creative pursuits. Venus, being the Yogacaraka planet for Capricorn, holds immense power as it rules both the 5th house and the 10th house. These houses represent critical aspects of life: creativity, love, children, profession, karma, and societal stature. Its transit through the 2nd house, which governs family, wealth, speech, and values, signifies a period of abundance and harmony, albeit influenced by the stern presence of Saturn and the dynamic energy of Mars. As Venus enters Aquarius on December 28, 2024, it sets the tone for financial focus and stability. Capricorn natives are likely to find themselves deeply involved in matters of wealth accumulation, investment planning, and securing their long-term financial future. Venus, with its natural inclination towards luxury and material comfort, may inspire you to indulge in finer things in life. However, Saturn's influence, being the ruler of Capricorn and currently positioned in Aquarius, will temper this desire with practicality and restraint. This combination suggests that while you may be inclined to spend on luxury, your decisions will likely be calculated, and your investments will lean towards long-term gains rather than short-term pleasures. This transit could bring about financial rewards for past efforts, such as bonuses, promotions, or successful returns on investments. Family matters will come to the forefront during this transit. Venus in the 2nd house fosters warmth and harmony in family interactions, encouraging meaningful conversations and resolving lingering disputes. There could be a focus on creating a peaceful domestic environment, possibly through redecorating your home, organizing family gatherings, or simply spending quality time with loved ones. The conjunction of Venus with Saturn, particularly around January 19, 2025, underscores a sense of responsibility towards your family. You might find yourself stepping into a leadership role within the household, providing support, or managing family finances with diligence and care. In terms of communication, Venus's presence in the 2nd house sharpens your speech, lending it charm and diplomacy. This is an excellent period for public speaking, presentations, negotiations, or even creative writing. Words spoken during this transit will carry weight and impact, thanks to Saturn's grounding influence. If your profession involves communication, sales, or teaching, you are likely to see notable advancements in your career. However, Mars retrograding in Cancer, your 7th house, might introduce occasional tension in partnerships or professional collaborations, making it crucial for you to choose your words wisely to avoid misunderstandings. On the professional front, Venus, as the lord of your 10th house of career, casts a positive influence on your workplace and professional endeavors. Opportunities for promotions, recognition, or career advancements are strong during this period. Those involved in creative industries, finance, or artistic pursuits will particularly benefit from this transit. Entrepreneurs may experience growth and expansion in their ventures, especially if they focus on building long-term strategies rather than seeking immediate gains. However, caution is advised against financial speculation, as Mars's aspect on Aquarius can create volatility in decision-making. Patience, diligence, and strategic planning will yield the best results. Emotionally, Venus brings an air of romance and affection into your relationships. For those in committed partnerships, this transit signifies a phase of deeper emotional connection, mutual respect, and shared goals. Saturn's presence alongside Venus might add an element of seriousness to your relationships, making this an ideal time for meaningful commitments rather than casual flings. If you're single, there is a possibility of meeting someone special through family gatherings, social events, or even professional networking. However, Mars's retrograde influence could bring moments of emotional intensity or minor disagreements, which can be navigated with patience and open communication. Creatively, Venus activates your artistic inclinations and encourages you to express yourself through music, art, or other creative outlets. You might feel drawn to hobbies or activities that bring you joy and relaxation. For professionals in creative fields, this is a period where your talents will shine, and your work might receive much-deserved recognition. The influence of Saturn ensures that your creativity is channeled into structured and meaningful outcomes rather than fleeting inspiration. Another significant aspect of this transit is Venus's 7th aspect on the 8th house. This placement indicates a protective influence against sudden or unexpected changes. It also enhances your ability to handle transformational phases in life with grace and adaptability. The 8th house also governs shared resources and inheritance, and Venus's aspect might bring favorable outcomes in these areas. However, this influence also suggests the need for careful financial planning and avoidance of impulsive financial decisions. As Venus shifts into Pisces on January 28, 2025, it will activate your 3rd house, shifting the focus to communication, short travels, and networking. This transition will amplify your ability to express yourself creatively and connect with others on an intellectual level. You might find yourself drawn to new learning opportunities, writing projects, or even short trips that combine leisure with work. The Venus-Rahu conjunction in Pisces might create moments of intense passion and emotional highs, but it's essential to stay grounded and practical in your approach. Throughout this transit in Aquarius, the interplay between Venus, Saturn, and Mars creates a complex yet transformative energy. Venus's charm and desire for harmony, Saturn's discipline and responsibility, and Mars's fiery intensity combine to create opportunities for growth, albeit with challenges that require patience and strategic thinking. While financial stability and family harmony remain the overarching themes, the subtleties of this transit will unfold based on your ability to balance indulgence with restraint, communication with mindfulness, and ambition with patience. Overall, Venus's transit through Aquarius presents Capricorn natives with a unique blend of opportunities and challenges. It's a time to solidify your financial foundations, foster deeper family connections, refine your communication skills, and embrace creative expression. Professional success is well within reach, provided you approach your goals with clarity and determination. Relationships, whether familial, romantic, or professional, will benefit from your ability to listen, empathize, and act with sincerity. By leveraging the strengths of this transit and remaining mindful of potential pitfalls, you can navigate this phase with grace and emerge stronger, wiser, and more fulfilled. For Aquarius, Venus's transit into Aquarius on December 28, 2024, marks a significant and transformative period as it activates your first house. Venus is a Yogacaraka planet for you, ruling both the fourth house of home, happiness, and emotional security, and the ninth house of fortune, spirituality, and higher learning. These dual roles make Venus one of the most beneficial planets for Aquarius, bringing together the energies of stability, prosperity, and spiritual wisdom. This transit is set to last until January 28, 2025, and during this time, Venus forms a powerful conjunction with Saturn, your ruling planet, intensifying its effects. Mars, which is retrograding in Cancer, will cast its aspect on Aquarius, creating a dynamic mix of energies that will shape various areas of your life. When Venus transits your first house, it brings a noticeable shift in your aura, personality, and overall disposition. You may feel more confident, attractive, and charming, and your interactions with others will be marked by warmth and diplomacy. This is a time when self-care and personal grooming become priorities. Whether it's updating your wardrobe, adopting a new fitness regimen, or simply paying more attention to your health and appearance, Venus in the first house encourages you to put your best foot forward. You may also find yourself radiating an effortless charm, attracting positive attention both professionally and personally. This is an excellent time to step into leadership roles, attend social events, or make important first impressions, as Venus enhances your magnetism and persuasive abilities. In matters of health, Venus's presence in your first house promotes overall well-being, both physical and mental. You'll feel inclined to indulge in self-care practices such as spa treatments, exercise routines, or activities that nurture your inner peace. Saturn's conjunction with Venus adds an element of discipline to these habits, allowing you to maintain consistency and focus. However, Mars's retrograde aspect from Cancer, your sixth house, may occasionally create stress or health-related challenges. Be mindful of overindulgence in food, luxury, or other pleasures, as these could have consequences for your health during this transit. Saturn's grounding influence will help balance Venus's indulgent tendencies, but conscious effort is needed on your part. Venus, as the ruler of your fourth house, will also cast its blessings on your home and family life. You may feel a deep desire to create a harmonious and aesthetically pleasing living space, investing in home decor or improvements. Relationships with family members, especially your mother or maternal figures, are likely to strengthen, and you may find joy in spending quality time at home. Venus's influence on the ninth house brings a layer of spiritual and philosophical growth. You may feel drawn towards higher learning, meditation, or exploring philosophical topics that provide deeper meaning to your life. Long-distance travel is also a possibility, particularly for spiritual retreats, academic pursuits, or visiting places of cultural or historical significance. On the professional front, Venus's transit in your first house brings opportunities for growth and recognition. Your charm and ability to communicate effectively will win over colleagues, clients, and superiors. If you're in fields related to art, design, fashion, or entertainment, this period could bring significant achievements. The influence of the ninth house, ruled by Venus, ensures that luck remains on your side in professional matters. You might find opportunities to take on new projects, receive promotions, or gain recognition for past efforts. However, Saturn's presence alongside Venus emphasizes discipline and patience. Success during this period will not come without effort, and you'll need to balance charm with practicality. Romantically, Venus's presence in the first house enhances your charisma, making this an excellent time for both single and committed Aquarius natives. Singles may find themselves attracting potential partners effortlessly, while those in relationships will experience deeper intimacy and mutual understanding. However, with Saturn's conjunction, relationships may also take on a more serious tone. Casual flings might transform into meaningful commitments, and existing relationships could experience discussions around long-term goals and responsibilities. Mars's retrograde aspect from Cancer may create occasional misunderstandings or heightened emotions, particularly in intimate matters, but these can be navigated with patience and open communication. Your communication style during this transit will become more refined and impactful. Venus lends charm and grace to your speech, allowing you to convey your thoughts with eloquence and diplomacy. This can be particularly beneficial if your work involves public speaking, negotiations, or creative writing. Saturn's influence adds a layer of maturity and structure to your words, ensuring that your communication is not only charming but also meaningful and well-organized. Whether you're presenting ideas in a boardroom or engaging in casual conversations, others will take notice of your ability to express yourself with clarity and poise. The deep conjunction of Venus and Saturn on January 19, 2025, is particularly significant. Saturn, as your first house lord, amplifies the long-term effects of this transit. This conjunction brings a mix of charm and seriousness, encouraging you to focus on building sustainable relationships, careers, and personal habits. There may also be moments of introspection, where you'll evaluate your priorities and long-term goals. This is an ideal time to set intentions for the year ahead, as the decisions you make during this period will have lasting effects. When Venus transitions into Pisces on January 28, 2025, the focus shifts from your self-expression and personality to finances and family matters. The second house will become activated, encouraging you to focus on income generation, savings, and creating financial stability. The lessons learned during Venus's stay in your first house will carry over into this new phase, allowing you to channel your newfound confidence and clarity into practical financial decisions. Overall, Venus's transit through Aquarius is a period of immense personal growth, self-awareness, and magnetic charm. You'll experience a renewed focus on self-care, enhanced professional opportunities, and improved relationships with family, friends, and romantic partners. As the transit progresses, make the most of Venus's blessings by focusing on self-improvement, building meaningful connections, and laying a strong foundation for long-term success. When Venus moves into Pisces, you'll be well prepared to transition into a phase of financial focus and deeper family bonds, carrying the positive energy forward into the months ahead. For Pisces, the transit of Venus through Aquarius brings a blend of introspection, spiritual depth, and creative inspiration. As Venus, the ruler of your 3rd and 8th houses, enters your 12th house, its energy becomes deeply reflective, inviting you to explore themes of spirituality, solitude, and hidden desires. The 12th house, often associated with foreign lands, expenses, seclusion, and subconscious areas, transforms Venus into a guide that urges you to retreat from the external world and turn your focus inward. This is a period ripe for self-discovery, emotional healing, and creative expression. Venus governs the 3rd house, which represents communication, courage, initiative, and relationships with siblings, and the 8th house, which governs transformations, hidden matters, sudden gains or losses, and deep emotional connections. As it transits your 12th house, it creates a unique dynamic where these energies merge with the themes of isolation, expenses, and spiritual evolution. You may find yourself drawn to quiet, reflective spaces where you can connect with your higher self. Artistic pursuits, especially those that involve music, poetry, or visual arts, may flourish during this time as your imagination and intuition become heightened. Creative projects that require solitude and focus are likely to bring both personal satisfaction and meaningful results. This transit also emphasizes a deep connection to spirituality. The 12th house is naturally associated with the subconscious mind, and Venus's presence here enhances your ability to access deeper layers of your psyche. Meditation, yoga, and other mindfulness practices will not only provide mental clarity but also serve as powerful tools for emotional healing. You may also feel a strong inclination toward charitable work or acts of service, particularly behind the scenes. Helping others without seeking recognition will bring you profound inner peace and satisfaction. However, Venus's rulership over the 8th house means that some of these realizations may come through transformative or even challenging experiences. Financially, Venus in the 12th house calls for caution. This transit often indicates increased expenses, whether on luxury items, spiritual retreats, or long-distance travel. While there may be a desire to indulge in pleasures or invest in experiences that bring temporary satisfaction, Saturn's influence during this transit, especially around January 19th, encourages discipline and moderation. It's essential to strike a balance between enjoying life's pleasures and managing your finances responsibly. If your work is connected to international clients, foreign markets, or creative industries, you may experience moderate financial gains, but reckless financial speculation or impulsive investments should be avoided. Romantic relationships during this transit take on an ethereal, almost dreamlike quality. Venus in the 12th house often symbolizes secret or hidden affairs, long-distance connections, or relationships that feel deeply spiritual and otherworldly. Existing relationships may require extra attention, especially if unspoken emotions or misunderstandings arise. Emotional transparency and vulnerability will be crucial in maintaining harmony with your partner. If single, you might find yourself drawn to someone from a foreign background or encounter a romantic connection in a distant or isolated setting. The conjunction of Venus and Saturn further deepens these themes. Saturn, as the ruler of your 11th and 12th houses, brings a sense of responsibility and realism to the dreamy and indulgent nature of Venus. This conjunction might feel like a tug-of-war between emotional desires and practical limitations. While Saturn urges you to remain disciplined and cautious, Venus softens its harsh edges, encouraging you to seek beauty and connection even in solitude. This alignment is particularly significant for those working in fields related to spirituality, healing, or artistic creation. It may provide a disciplined approach to turning creative visions into tangible outcomes. Health is another area influenced by this transit. The 12th house governs rest, sleep, and mental health, and Venus encourages you to prioritize self-care and rejuvenation. Stress, anxiety, or emotional fatigue might surface if you neglect your well-being. Gentle practices like yoga, meditation, and journaling can be particularly helpful during this time. Paying attention to your sleep patterns and allowing yourself adequate rest will be essential to maintain both physical and emotional balance. The 7th aspect of Venus directly influences your 6th house, which governs daily routines, work responsibilities, and health. This creates a subtle but significant tension, where you might feel pulled between the desire for rest and the demands of your daily life. Conflicts with colleagues or authority figures might arise if communication is not handled carefully. However, Venus's influence suggests that diplomacy, kindness, and tactful communication will be your strongest tools in resolving disputes. For those involved in artistic professions, spiritual counseling, or fields related to healthcare and wellness, this transit offers an opportunity for growth and recognition. You may also find yourself exploring avenues that combine creativity with service, such as art therapy, holistic healing, or charitable projects. If you have been considering starting a creative or spiritual project, this transit provides the perfect backdrop to lay the foundation for long-term success. Emotionally, this is a time to let go of past hurts, disappointments, or attachments that no longer serve you. The 12th house encourages release and closure, and Venus's gentle influence makes this process more compassionate and loving. Whether it's forgiving yourself or someone else, this transit offers a chance to unburden your heart and move forward with renewed emotional clarity. Travel and foreign connections are other significant themes during this period. You may find opportunities to travel abroad, either for work, spiritual exploration, or personal growth. Encounters with people from different cultural or spiritual backgrounds may leave a lasting impact, opening your mind to new perspectives. However, travel plans might require careful preparation, as Saturn's influence can introduce delays or restrictions. As Venus prepares to exit Aquarius and enter your first house, Pisces, on January 28, 2025, the focus will shift from introspection to self-expression. This transition marks a period of renewed confidence, personal magnetism, and creative energy. The lessons and insights gained during Venus's time in your 12th house will serve as a foundation for the growth and opportunities that await in the coming month. As we conclude this episode, please remember that these insights are based on sidereal or Vedic astrology, which accounts for the approximately 24-degree difference from the tropical zodiac. Individual predictions may vary, as every birth chart is unique. The influence of dasha periods and natal planetary placements can shape transits differently, both positively and negatively. It's essential to consider your own birth chart when applying these general predictions to your personal circumstances. If you'd like personalized predictions or have questions about your astrological chart, feel free to reach out to us. Stay tuned for more astrological updates. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with others, and subscribe to our channel for more insightful astrology content. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Thank you for joining us. We look forward to sharing more astrological wisdom with you in the future. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep shining bright.